Hi, and welcome to Paper Root Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm turning some scraps into embellishments. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm playing along with Ginger over at Ginger's Corner and some of her friends in a year-long hop where we take our scraps and make beautiful things with them. If you're interested in seeing more people turning scraps into embellishments, you can find links in the description of this video to the one-click playlist for the hop, where the content creators can add their videos, and you can find links to the ladies who are posting their creations on Instagram. You'll also find a link to Ginger's Facebook group where we swap embellishments, post our ideas, and play games to inspire creativity. So I hope you'll join us over there, and there's always lots going on. It's probably the most active Facebook group I belong to regarding scrapbooking, so definitely check it out if you like to see other people creating and get ideas. So today we are going to be working on a partner swap. So the prompt says, create an embellishment pack using things that fly in the air that includes one layered title, one layered journaling block, and two matching layered embellishments that are in the theme for your partner. And this theme is by Captain Lori. Okay, so I am going to I decided my thing that flies is going to be a bee. And so we're going to make some bee embellishments and some title and a journaling block. And that's what we're going to work with. So I pulled out my yellow scraps as well as some black and white. And I picked a white that has kind of a, you can see it a little bit there, that has kind of a blue tint to it because I want it to be like the bee's wings, if that makes sense. So yeah, okay. So I am going to pause the camera, run my scraps through my Cricut, and then we'll come back and make an embellishment kit. Okay? Hang on, I will be right back. Okay, so for a partner swap, we typically make one embellishment pack to send to our partner. This time I made two so that I would have one to keep because I really like this one. I think it's cute. And here's the one I made already for myself. And I went ahead and punched out a bunch of pieces from the scraps so that they're like completely used up. And that allowed me to do some little fun other things like these little clouds and hearts and these little hexagons and a little place to stamp my date. This little bit over here, honeycomb bit. I think that makes a really cute kind of layout. So I'm hoping to get something out of the scraps for this one as well. So here is the journaling piece. I already put this one together because it's a bit finicky. So there's that. I'm just going to put my name on the back so that whoever gets it knows who it's from. And then I'm going to put the year too. I always like to know the year. And then I just might add that this is the journaling block because I'm not going to put lines on it this time. Because I sometimes wonder like if that's not appreciated just because then it can, can be used in whatever, like do they want the lines this way or this way? This way, so I always feel like maybe that's not the best choice, especially when it's like not an obvious rectangle or whatever. Okay, so then I have this guy. So I already glued these two pieces together because I knew I would have them too close to my face for you guys to see. So I was like, I'll just squish these ones together first because I like to line up the edges up kind of close to my face. So anyway, so that's that. And then we'll just put it on the background piece so that we have the kind of outline of the title. And it stands out from the page that way, right? So, and I found all of these pieces just in Cricut Design Space. I have the All Access membership, so I can just type in what I'm looking for and it pops up with all of the things that are covered in my membership. So that's where all of this is from. And all I put in there was, I think I put bumblebee or honeybee maybe. And that's what this is, the kind of like different. There was a whole bunch of options, of course, but I picked a couple of embellishments that I thought were cute, a title I thought was cute. And then I went and looked for something that could potentially be a journaling block, and I chose that one. And then I don't think this one had an outline to it or the title, so I added those outline pieces so that they stand out from the page, but also so that they coordinated with the two little embellishment pieces because they have that black outline on them, right? So that was kind of fun. Here we go. So we have Be Happy with our little bee, and we have our cute little beehive. And I did already go ahead and ink everything in Black Soot Distress ink. And the way that I did it for this one, because I didn't want it to be too like dark or whatever, or inky. So I didn't even dip the pad into the ink. I just used whatever was like residual on the ink pad or on the foam applicator, and just did like a light inking around. So that just gave it like a little bit of a shadow instead of giving it too much depth and dimension. But it did define everything and make it kind of like blend into the black there. So I feel like it's all good. This one I found, this was the hardest part, was getting these little, I don't know what you call them, but like the different pieces that go around here lined up. They don't come out even for me, like the other one didn't either, but I feel like it looked fine after I was done, so I stuck with it instead of cutting out something else, which is always an option. If you're not happy with what comes out of the Cricut, you can always start over, right? That's the beauty of making your own. There we go. And there. Yeah, you can tell it's a heart. We're good. We're good. I was like, I don't know. It won't be even. It's okay. There we go. And one more at the top. And our beehive will be complete. And then I just have to write my names on the backs of these. And then we'll grab the scraps left over from the Cricut mats. Okay, so I wrote my name on that one already. I'm going to do the same here. I'm really loving these partner swaps. I really like that it makes like, you know what it's kind of like? You know those Simple Stories, what are those called? Page pieces, I think, where you can buy it and you basically have everything you need to make a page. You just need paper. And I feel like that's what these do for me too, is basically I have everything I need to make a page. I just need paper. So I really like these swaps. They're a lot of fun. And I like that they give us a prompt so that we have kind of like a place to start. Although the prompts are so general, sometimes I'm like, where do I go with that? Things with wings, like, anyway, things that fly. So, but I also appreciate that it's not boxing you in either. Okay, so I got all of those things done. So let's see if we can get 5, because I want an odd number, or maybe I'm just going to do 3 this time. Let's do 3 hexagons, layered hexagons. So, and I like to do this with my leftovers. So I start with scraps and then I do the scraps, right? Like through the Cricut or whatever. And then whatever comes out of there, so like this has some pieces. Some of it was no good. Some of it I threw out because it was already all used up, or if it was big enough, like my yellow, I had one scrap that was big enough to just pop back into my scrap bin, like my other yellow, not this one. So that was kind of good. And then with these ones, I can punch out some pieces from them, and then that gives me a little bit of something extra to add to my partner's envelope when I send it out, and gives them a little something extra to put on their layout maybe, and it just uses up that cardstock so that we're not throwing it out. Where did that one go? I feel like I lost one. Oh, there it is. And then one more. There we go. So that'll be cute. And then what else can I do? I was gonna see if I could make a, where's my scissors? Well, maybe I don't need that. Let's just see if I can, well, yeah, I do, because I want to punch a ticket piece. Where did my ticket punch go? So, and then give them a little spot to put the date, right? Or should I just go up here? There we go. So what I did with the last one was I took this teeny piece and I just kind of put it up on here, which is kind of cute. And then this one, this ticket, turns out so sweet. And then I can put it kind of inside, like put the blue piece inside of there. And that gives me a little like place to stamp my date, or add some extra journaling, or put people's names or the place. Just something really basic that's not necessarily a story, but there we go. And then I don't really know how big, maybe using my very technical fingernail ruler there to decide how far in to cut my little rectangle. There we go. So just using up those scraps, trying not to, you know, toss out anything that I don't need to toss out. I can make use of it and add it to my little bundle to send to my partner. Oh, that's better. It did not look even at first. And then same thing with these ones. I would just ink the edges of the yellow a little bit. And again, I'm not dipping that into my ink pad. I'm just using the residual of whatever's on there. Just gives it a little bit of a shadow, makes everything look cohesive. And there we go. So now I have 3 little hexagons to go with it as a little bit of a bonus piece from the scraps of the scraps kind of a thing, right? So that's kind of fun. And then maybe I'll go over to my die cutting machine when I'm done too and do one of these pieces out of the yellow that I can send along as well. So I hope that gives you some ideas on how to use up your scraps, and gives you a little bit of inspiration on, you know, finding things to do with those scrap pieces of paper. You can make a whole layout just out of scraps and a background sheet of cardstock or background sheet of patterned paper. So don't toss them out. Don't throw them in the recycle bin. Make something new. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so I think that is it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment boxes below, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. And I hope everyone has a great day. Bye for now.